It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. We're back live on the Big Mountain.
Welcome back to another live episode of the Big Mountain Podcast. We already got some peeps in the chat, in the cellar dweller.
Yeah, the dweller cellar.
Dweller cellar. I've reversed them sometimes.
Yeah.
But of course, Las Vegas Larry being first tonight with
Always.
his happy hump day. He's also excited for the TBM Awards that we're going to be doing a little bit later in the show. Moses is here giving everyone a good evening and letting them know he's here. And they're using those wonderful membership Mountain West emojis.
Love it.
And we got Bill, that college football guy, saying hello from Bellefontaine, I believe,
Yeah,
Ohio.
Not far from here.
Hopefully he gets home so he doesn't have to deal with the weather that's coming here to the Mid-Atlantic Northeast on
Bill,
Sunday.
let us know what you're doing this weekend. Are you going to be able to avoid these storms or what?
Hopefully you can hunker down, whether it's snow, ice, freezing rain, whatever it is. Big Mama in the house saying, hey, fellas, as well. Hey, Big Mama. Steve.
Yeah.
It's official.
Mm-hmm.
College football came to an end Monday evening with a phenomenal national championship game.
Yeah, I mean, best playoff so far, since we went to a 14 playoff, now 12-team playoff. The whole playoff was great this year. National championship game, fantastic. Got to give Miami a lot of credit. I said I thought Indiana would win again by 10 plus, and Indiana's the first. You almost look at it like they were built to be the team to challenge Indiana with that pass rush and everything.
Yes.
And of course, congratulations to Coach Curt Cignetti and Fernando Mendoza and the whole Indiana Hoosier team. National champions, well deserved. They're pretty much the best team all year.
Yeah.
We Ohio State looked real good early. Penn State got all the hype at the beginning of the season. Ohio State looked good, but really for most of the season, Indiana looked like the best team in the country, and that's what they are. And they're national champions. And again, got shout out Curt Cignetti. Both of us were big admirers of him.
Yeah.
And he is. Hails from Indiana University of Pennsylvania,
There
where
you have it.
His dad was a Hall of Fame coach, and he coached there.
They now have just recently named the field
Okay.
after Curt Cignetti Sr.
And JY's alma mater.
That's right.
And my daughter currently attends there. So
You were
it's a
just
great
there,
time.
what, yesterday or 2
I was
days
there
ago?
Monday, yeah.
Monday?
Yeah.
It's a good place. It's a good place. And I love that, he gave some IUP some love on the broadcast after the Natty was made, talked about, what was it, waxing tables or something?
Yes,
during
in the cafeteria.
the IUP mess hall. or
Yeah,
whatever.
when he was a young coach there under his dad.
Love it. I love it. They're getting some great publicity right now. IUP, people think, what is that? It's Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and honestly, I really think we've seen kind of it's possible that Curt Cignetti and what he's done at Indiana is just an anomaly. He's a one of a kind and all that, but I really think that it's possible that he may have shown the way in this new era of NIL, transfer portal, and all that, of getting experienced players. He brought up a lot of G6 players, other players that were productive at other schools that wanted to go somewhere, maybe have a chance to either just get on the field or win games, whatever. Fernando Mendoza transfers from Cal to there. A guy who's super smart, very talented. And Cignetti, he's got an eye for talent, and now I think he's shown the way. And it also helps when you have Mark Cuban, a billionaire, that's helping finance your team. But this is the new era of college football where, I get it. There's some people that don't like where college football has gone, but I think you can truly say that anybody has a chance now. Like if you hire the right guy, you have the financial support, you bring in the right people. That's what he kept saying. You bring in the right people, everybody's got a chance. He goes to the losingest program in NCAA history, and in 2 years wins a national championship.
And with guys that weren't 4 and 5 stars. I mean, to me, that he's not out there paying big bucks to the 5-star guys to make a whole mess of 5-star. I think they said Mendoza was a 2-star athlete, if I heard that correctly.
He was a 2-star. Couldn't even get a scholarship offer from. I don't even think he was allowed to walk on at his hometown Miami Hurricanes.
Right. So I just a great story. I mean, the game itself, it was kind of what I expected. I mean, I have been talking about Miami's defense and how good they are, and yes, that front gave Mendoza all kinds of hassles. I actually thought the first half the score didn't get away from Miami, but I thought Indiana played a pretty darn good half. I mean, Miami didn't have much offense at all. Indiana's defense was playing well. The offense was playing well. And I'm like, man, this could break open in the second half. And as we've seen Indiana do over the season. But, man, I'll tell you what, Miami made adjustments. The offense got going. Carson Beck got going. The running game got going. Was it Fletcher Jr. had two tutties? The young kid had a tutty. Yeah. And they just kept at it. And when you look at it offensively, Miami would have won the game.
They end up
they outperformed point-wise, outperformed the Hoosiers did. The Hoosiers get that punt block for a touchdown. And I was thinking before that happened, Steve, and then I'll get back to you. Yeah. At that point, it had been about 2 or 3 drives where Indiana was punting and Miami was continually starting like inside their 10. And I'm like, something's going to break here. Yeah. Either they're going to have a pick six or at least a turnover, give Indiana a short field. And sure enough, it did. It came up, then it happened. We have that punt block for a touchdown, which was the difference in the game.
Yeah, and that's been Indiana. I mean, Indiana's been blowing people out, but they've been very balanced. They don't turn the ball over. They play good special teams. Yeah. Miami had also doinked a field goal and missed it earlier. Yep. And Miami's been that team where all through the playoff they've made mistakes every game. Mm-hmm. Now, usually they were just found ways to win. They were better. They had more talent, whatever. But this was the one when you're playing the most complete team in the country. You have to be perfect. They weren't perfect, especially that punt. Like, the guy who was supposed to be blocking on that side basically just waved to the Indiana guys he ran by to block that punt. That was pretty bad. But, I mean, again, overall, Miami, they played great, especially in the second half. They got their starting corner back in the second half because he had been suspended. Mm-hmm. The pass rush just continued to get to Mendoza. But at the end of the day, to me, there's 2 plays.
Okay, I was hoping you were gonna bring them up.
So you already brought up the punt block, yep. And to me, one of the most amazing plays ever in a national championship game. And there's been a lot of great plays, but this fits right in there. Mendoza, it's 4th and 5. You know how I love teams that go for it on 4th down.
Yes.
They're inside the red zone. It's 4th and 5. Kurt Signetti, he thought about it. He called a timeout. Right. Eventually, they come out. They line up. There's no gimmicks. There's no trying to get them off sides or any of that crap. He just says, we're going to line up. We think our offense can beat their defense on one play. And Fernando Mendoza, it's a quarterback draw. He goes through. He's hit by 4 or 5 different guys, spins off people, and has like a John Elway moment diving into the end zone. So not only do they get the first down, they get what I think ended up being the game-winning touchdown. The Mendoza and awesome call by Chris Fowler. He said during the middle of the play, he's like, "That's why he's the Heisman Trophy winner." And it was amazing. And the guy. Legendary. He will be a legend forever with that touchdown. And they find ways to win, even when they're not blowing them out. And that's what they did again.
Well, and that play for a half a second or a second, I thought Mendoza was going to get stopped short of the line to gain, let alone a touchdown. Yep. I'm like, and then he was able to just kind of scoot around, fight around it. That second safety, as they showed in the replay, was late getting there, which allowed that little bit of a lane back to his right. And then, he just Supermaned it in, which was just nuts.
And he was contacted by at least 4 or 5 players. I mean, and he's not like Tim Tebow. I mean, he's a big guy, but he's not a bull rusher kind of guy. But he knew he needed at least the first down. Yeah. Then he gets his sights on the end zone, and he was not going to be denied. It's just the way it was on that night.
Well, we both picked Indiana to cover the spread. They did not cover the spread, but they are the national champions for this year. Congratulations to them. I think I end the bowl season, CFP season, at 500. I didn't go back and look, but I think I was 500. You were well above 500. I don't remember what it was, but you were well above. So well done to you. 2 years in a row, you are the TBM bowl picking champion. And with that, we got some polls.
Okay.
Let's take the first poll out. The first poll we want to hear from our dwellers has to do with next year's CFP or national champion, and I want to know if they think the Big Ten is going to make it 4 straight. They know the cool thing to me about this is they're now 3 straight, and it's 3 different teams.
Yes.
Michigan, Ohio State, Indiana. So, tell us what you think. Give us a vote. Steve, what do you think? Can they make it 4 straight?
Yeah, I think they make it 4 straight, and I was thinking the same thing you were thinking, and I was going to say I think they make it 4 straight, and I think it's a 4th different winner.
Oh,
Possibly. I mean, I'm not going to sell Indiana short, come back and do it again because we're bringing a lot of players.
Right.
But when you look, you look at an Oregon team, they're getting Dante Moore back another year.
Yes.
We'll see what happens in Penn State. At
Yes.
Penn State, they got a new coach in. He's bringing in some talent. I mean, there's USC with what's his name, Maeva coming back another year, more experience. They have a loaded roster.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of good teams in the SEC. You have in the ACC, you have Miami. Looks like they're putting together another juggernaut.
Absolutely.
Big 12. You got Texas Tech and, and some other teams.
Notre Dame will want to come back and maybe miss the playoff, but no, they want to make it through a natty.
Yeah, but I think the Big Ten does it again.
Okay.
And it's not a knock on anyone else. I think you might see a scenario next year where the Big Ten has 4 out of the top 5 teams.
Okay.
Ohio State too. We've counted Ohio State out before. They just reload every year.
Yep.
Julian Sand will be another year older, another year of experience. They bring back Jeremiah Smith. Possibility they may have the best quarterback and the best wide receiver in the country next year if Julian Sand takes a step in his 2nd year. So,
yeah, some fun stuff in the Big Ten. So let's close that poll. We'll see what people say because I have another poll to bring up about the Natties. 50-50. 50-50 on whether people think the Big Ten can go 4 straight. Second one, you already gave your response, but we'll let people know. It probably won't be 50-50 because half of the people don't even think that it's going to be a Big Ten team. But I want to know if they think Indiana is going to repeat next year. A little early to be making these, but this is for fun. Just tell us what you think. Will Indiana repeat next year? You said no. Well, you need to say no. You just said they don't necessarily. I don't know if they're going to.
Yeah, I don't want to count them out. Oregon, you have to look at Oregon.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while since someone won back to back. I'm trying to think of the last time it was done. I really can't remember someone winning back to back titles in college football in quite a while.
We'll keep that up for a couple more minutes. Want to give a shout out to Tyler. He's saying hello. He picked Miami to win, but of course they lose. Mr. Tyler, he's a Bison fan.
Bison.
Just FYI, I have a pretty big Mountain West drop tomorrow. I talk media deal. I talk member additions. So, of course, you know us. I have to talk about the Bison. So they're on that episode tomorrow.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, I think Georgia actually maybe did it in 2021, but I think it had been a while since then for back to back.
My memory doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
I rely on you for anything past a good, 24 hours. So with that, we'll leave that poll up for a couple more minutes. Steve, any other reactions to the Natty, or do you want to get to the or anything else before we get to the awards?
Yeah, a couple more reactions.
Okay.
I thought, it was one of those. So Indiana, really, their fans, got to give it to their fans. And I'll tell you, I told this story on Twitter recently, but I'll tell our viewers here. 2 years ago, I went to the Big Ten Championship in Indianapolis.
Yes, right.
Watched Penn State and Oregon. Great, fantastic game. Oregon won. And I was amazed at how many Indiana Hoosier fans were there.
Okay.
I would say close to probably 10% of the crowd and people walking around were Hoosier fans.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I went and talked to a few of them, and they asked, like, why are you here? Like, why are you? And obviously, it was in Indianapolis, so it's in their state. But they all pretty much to a person said, one, we love seeing great football.
Yeah.
And two, we believe we're going to be here someday. We're going to be in this game. We want to come here. We're going to see what it's like. And we have faith that we're going to be, especially that was Cignetti's first year. So they were feeling, pretty good.
Absolutely.
And so they said, we think we're going to be here. We're going to be here soon.
Okay.
And we're going to win. So my point to that is Indiana fans travel well. And they're just excited to finally have these opportunities. So I saw different estimates, but for me it looked like maybe about 70% Indiana fans in the stadium, probably 70-30.
I think this TV said six. Anyway, over half was Indiana.
You heard some people say 60-40, some people said 75-20, whatever. So we'll say about 70, between 60 and 70, about 2/3 of the crowd was probably Indiana fans. Now Miami obviously had the local star power, athletes, rappers, all that kind of stuff were there. And I'll say it just the atmosphere. I mean, I'm watching on TV at home,
Right.
but coming through my TV, it seemed like a super electric atmosphere.
Yes.
A lot of other years, it was, because it's so late and it's on a weeknight, it was like, all right, let's just get the game started, whatever. But it just seemed like an electric atmosphere, very cool, and great job for the Indiana fans traveling, because it's,
Yep.
I've gone to bowl games, I've traveled for Commerce Championship games. It's expensive.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I'm sure going to Miami for the national championship game, they had to be paying $3,000 to $6,000 to $10,000 a person.
Sure.
And they nearly filled that crowd. So
Could be a life and a one-time opportunity. You don't know. I mean, everybody's high on the hog right now with Indiana. I like to be as well.
Yeah.
But you see how, anybody, whether it's Tiger Woods or whether it's whoever it is, like that they can hit the wall real quick and it can all
Absolutely.
change. So take it when you can get it.
yeah.
Especially for a program that, as you mentioned,
They never won.
Not so much success.
Yeah, most losses in NCAA history had never won a national championship, and,
Yep.
they do it.
Well, let's close this last poll. Moses said he's picking Notre Dame, and 90% say Indiana will not repeat. One voter thinks that they can get the repeat. That's very difficult to do, but I'll tell you what, I like me some Cignetti, so I wouldn't put it past him.
I'm definitely not putting it past them, but it is very hard to go back to back. I think the biggest thing for them is, a big part of the reason they won this year is Fernando Mendoza. He's moving on. They brought in a new quarterback, but that's a big thing.
It is.
Who do they bring in? What kind of play do they get from him?
No doubt. So Mario says his money is on yet another year of the SEC not being in the championship game. I can only hope that's the case. Bill says Indiana losing some of that JMU core will hurt them for sure. I mean, you saw what that core did immediately at Indiana, having that history with Cignetti and trusting and game planning and all of that. For sure, that's a great point. And Bill also said that he is unsure if he's going to be in or out of the mess that is headed our way in a few days. Hopefully, wherever he's at, he is safe and warm.
Absolutely.
And then your buddy DJ, what's he say here? Tom Osborne and Bobby Knight are so very confused right now.
Yeah, it's a whole different world than when they coached. That is what it is.
That is what it is. All right, Steve, any other comments?
No, I think
We can bring them back up, too.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, we've got an update for the Mountain West tomorrow. Steve has an update, what we're going to call, we won't get into this too much, but the war between the Big Ten and the SEC. That'll drop on Monday.
I think Bill will appreciate that. He's been feisty. Bill, that college football guy. If you're not following on Twitter, Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, and you're a college football fan, you got to be following Bill, that college football guy, on Twitter. He's been feisty. He's been standing up for the SEC.
Okay.
He's been fighting the good fight for his Southern brethren.
I threw some shade at the SEC. He called me out for it.
Yeah,
And rightfully so. I was having some fun.
Yeah.
And before we get... Did you see Mr. Feinbaum today?
No,
Reading his little whatever somebody gave him to eat his crow and apologize for being wrong about Indiana. Did you see that at all?
I did not see that.
The dude couldn't have looked more like he had just eaten a pile of poop.
Nice.
Literally reading off of a sheet.
Yeah.
You got to watch it. Like,
Well-
he looks so... He always looks angry. Like, he always has that look. But this one was, like, extra salty.
Yeah. Well,
You got to watch it.
I haven't seen the people that have been replaying or retweeting the video where he said if Indiana, or he said if the Big Ten won again this year, he was moving to Canada.
Okay.
So I don't know if if there was anything in his statement about that.
I didn't really listen to the whole It was more about, I was wrong about Cignetti and I was wrong about Indiana. And I apologize. I'll eat crow. But it was the silliest... Anyway.
Well, what's funny is this season, I think it was the following week after Indiana went in to Eugene, Oregon, and defeated the Ducks at Autzen Stadium.
Thank you.
He listed I think it was 10 teams that could possibly win the national championship this year, and didn't have Indiana on that list. I mean, that was halfway through the season.
Well, Bill's going to stop listening to us because he asked us to not bring up Paul Feinbaum. Because he's an embarrassment to the University of Tennessee.
Boy.
Well, Bill, you can just pretend you didn't hear that past little segment. So, all right, let's get to the Big Mountain Awards for football season 2025.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Next year I'm going to have a really cool like, dun, 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 dun. Or maybe we can have some of that music, that lounge music that we have in the beginning.
Yeah, people love that. It's like a earworm.
Speaking of music, do we want to say it?
You can tease it. Why don't you tease it?
Ooh, we may. I'm not gonna. There may be more music coming sometime from the Big Mountain. That's all I'm gonna say. There may be new music coming from the Big Mountain, and it's unbelievable.
Possibly original music.
Absolutely.
So this is our second annual College Football Awards.
Yes.
Just to kind of remind people, we did it the first time last year. Ashton Genty kind of swept the awards last year. Had an amazing season. And we definitely, for the viewers, we like to do a mix of Big Ten, Mountain West. There's good players on all those teams that have done great. And so we definitely try and do a mix of teams. Or mix of players from both conferences, because this is the Big Mountain Awards. This isn't the freaking national something whatever of the year. These are our awards. These are the Big Mountain Awards, and so we're awarding I get Big Ten teams and Mountain West teams. Good mixture of each.
Agreed. Well, Steve, we're going to start with Coach of the Year.
Okay.
And it was tough.
It was tough.
You go.
Okay, I'll go. Well, I'll say it first. Well, no, I won't say it. So the Big Mountain Coach of the Year, because I think you're going to have an honorable mention. So
I'm going to
steal
have
your thunder.
That's
so
okay.
For our second annual awards for the season of 2025, our Big Mountain Coach of the Year, Curt Cignetti. How could it be anyone else? We're already having conversations. He's only been a head coach at this level for 2 seasons.
Yeah,
and we're already having conversations. About him possibly being one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yeah.
And he's coached for a long time. Fabulous job at Indiana. JY and I told you from the very beginning, watch out for this guy. He's a great coach. First year he makes a run to the playoff. This year, not only a CFP run, but they best team all season and win the national championship. Just Google him, and he wins at every level. At some point, we're going to have to get to the point where we don't have to Google him anymore. Maybe we're there now.
Well, I found a picture of him smiling.
Okay,
I think this is after the national championship.
Yeah, as they're walking across the field.
Yes. Yeah. So, I just he's in the game from start to finish. I will love the way he coaches. He's back to back, Steve.
Yeah, back to back Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
So never happened before.
Yeah, that's true. No, that has never happened before. Yeah. So a first for us and a first for him, back to back, and absolutely, completely well deserving. I did have an honorable mention that I'm going to bring up, and that was Jason Eck for New Mexico Lobos. What he did down there, bringing in the coaching staff, bringing in a whole new environment for them, bringing in the players that he brought in. I mean, talk about a complete transformation of a team that didn't have hardly any players left after Bronco Mendenhall, went to Utah State. And, I talked about that with interim AD Berryman, and just, the stuff he does on socials, and how can you not be excited for that team? And a shout out again to the UNM external communication department, where they're now, the Eck factor or something they're calling it. I mean, it's just so great to see. So honorable mention to him, but I think appropriately named for the second year in a row, Curt Cignetti.
We may have to name this award after Curt Cignetti.
We may.
But the problem is if he keeps winning it, it'll be like the Curt Cignetti Award.
He won his own award.
Yeah. So maybe we have to wait till he retires.
We probably need to do that. Hopefully we will be around that long.
Yes. Well, we definitely will. But we might be working for CBS or Fox by then. Who knows? But
that's true.
Anyways, I want to say...
They'll be working for us.
They'll be working for us. Okay. We were at Media Days this year in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. What was the name of the hotel? Do you remember? Circa. Yeah, fantastic place. We had a great time. I don't think we got to interview Coach Eck, just the way the
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I got to sit down with him, but I think somehow you missed him for some reason.
People were coming and going. Yeah. They were pulling him. I probably missed him because they pulled him out to talk to you, but
that could be.
So I didn't get to interview him this year, but we had some interaction with him. I mean, he's just walking around. He's talking to everybody,
Yeah.
and I was impressed by that. Basically, like he's just a football coach.
Yeah.
Like, he's not as polished as like a Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen's great. He's
Yeah.
great to talk to. He's not maybe as polished as him. He's just like you could. I wouldn't be surprised to go tomorrow and see him coaching at our local high school.
Yes.
Like he's just a football coach.
He's a dude.
Yeah, and that's what he came in. He did there. I kind of had a feeling at media days that like he was something special.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that he'd come in 1 year.
Yeah.
After like a second year in a row of just complete turnover with that program and do the job he did. So he's a great honorable mention. I also want to say on Signetti.
Yes.
I don't know if you watched the post game interviews.
I did.
He had some great answers. There was one that was really, really long. They asked him, like, how, basically, did you ever think you'd get here? And he told the story of, he worked as an assistant. He was working for Saban. He worked at, I'm trying to think the other places, a whole bunch of schools, and he kept working, and he kept getting better. And he said when he left Saban, he knew he was ready to run his own program. He goes back to Indiana University of Pennsylvania, where his dad coached and all that, your alma mater. And Saban told him, "You're crazy. Why are you doing that? You're crazy. You could you could make more money being a position coach than doing that." And he said, it was something I needed to go. I needed to run my own program. He goes back there, very successful. I can't remember if they won a national championship. I know they were in the championship game one year.
Yeah, they didn't win it, but
Yeah,
they
were
had
in the
some
champ-
darn good teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he won a ton of games there. He goes on. He didn't mention this, but I know he went on to, I think it was Elon, won a bunch of games there, goes to JMU.
Yep.
Just, once he became a head coach, like he knew he was ready and he had a lot of success. But all those what he said was kind of failures. There was other places where they didn't win a lot of games. He learned a lot of lessons. And I think it needs to make, it should make programs kind of look at what makes a good head coach. A lot of times they just want to hire that young guy who's got all the buzz around him, but a guy like Signetti doesn't get a chance until he's 60. At this level to run a program. It does a fantastic job. All those places that he stopped gave him the pieces of the puzzle to put it all together, and now he's a national champion at a school nobody believed would ever win a national championship.
It's incredible. So, well done. Second year in a row. All right, let's go to the quarterback of the year award, and you get to go again.
Yeah, so we're sticking with the same theme here. Indiana University, national championships, national champions, Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner, best player in the country, best quarterback all year, obviously. Just a great player. He's probably going to be the number one pick if the Raiders don't do something stupid.
Well, they were there.
They were there in person.
They were there.
Yeah. Mark Davis, the owner, was there, and I'm sure he had some of his scouts there.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady there. Yeah, I forgot about that. And honestly, I think you can compare Fernando Mendoza to a Brady coming out of college. In that era, and Brady wasn't as like athletic and didn't have as much movement, but just a super accurate guy, good leadership, great, smart guy, great at watching film, breaking things down, understanding how to attack a defense. So there really couldn't be anybody else this year. I mean, he's the best player in the country, best quarterback in the country, and he is this year's Big Mountain Quarterback of the Year.
I love it. Love the kid. Fell in love with the kid this year. Just the whole story.
Yeah.
The family story, him, and man, just an absolute joy to watch. And not even, no race for us to give him Quarterback of the Year.
Yes, and I'm glad you bring up his family and everything. And I want to give a quick shout out, to his dad. Okay,
Yeah.
Everyone's very supportive of his mother.
Sure.
She has MS, and she's been a great mom, and her story's awesome as well. One thing I love so his dad sits next to his wife. She can't stand up. She doesn't have mobility. And so when they cheer and celebrate, he stays sitting so he can be with her on that level instead of standing up and being separate, which I think is absolutely freaking amazing.
It's incredible.
And you can see where he got his character from.
Oh, yeah.
Great parents and some great coaching.
His smile's his mom's smile, too.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
his mom's just flowing out of that smile.
Yeah.
So, well done, Fernando. I'm excited for very, very big things from him in the NFL. I hope he does go to the Raiders. I'm not a Raiders fan, but I should say he should be the number one pick, and thus he should go to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm not rooting for the Raiders to pick him or for him to go to the Raiders. I'm rooting for him to be the number 1 pick.
Pairing him with Genty could
Yeah.
be a really good core
Yeah.
young group of skilled players there.
Sergeant, welcome aboard. Good to have you with us. We are moving on to the running back of the year. This one comes to me. It is a Mountain West player, a player that I would like to see this team use more often. He's sticking with his Mountain West team next year. That is UNLV running back Jaden Thomas gets running back of the year. So running back 2 back-to-back years staying in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of great running backs in the Big Ten.
There are.
Singleton, Allen, I mean, both your Penn State
Yep.
boys. I mean, they're chock-a-block full of guys.
Yes.
But Thomas has just that little extra special something. Absolute game changer when he gets the rock and can be. And I'm super stoked that he's sticking with UNLV and Coach Mullen. Superstar.
Yeah.
Superstar in the Mountain West.
Well, last year was a lot easier with this category. Genty was best running back in the country. This year, we had a little bit of debate. There's, like you said, there's some good Big Ten
Yep.
guys, and they call his nickname's Jet, right? Jet Thomas.
That's
Yeah.
right.
With Jet Thomas, the performances that he had this year, he was a big part of their offense. And he's coming back, like you said.
Right.
So I think that sets him up with the quarterback change that hopefully he will get more carries.
Right.
So a guy who did a great job and is coming back to his team. We love to see it. And possibly use even better things to come next year.
For sure. DJ says Emmett Johnson is a stud. Go Big Red. Of course, Las Vegas Larry's in the house. He's super excited because he's a Rebel fan, and we just gave a Rebel an award.
Yeah. And like we said at the beginning, we like to. This is a good mix of awards, and these are our awards.
Absolutely. No judgment. Well, there's judgment, but we don't care. All right, now we're going to wide receiver, and we go back to you, Steve.
Yeah. So I debated on this when I was looking, even within the Big Ten, even on Ohio State's roster. But I had to go with Jeremiah Smith for this year's the 2025 Big Mountain Wide Receiver of the Year. He's just the most talented guy. He makes amazing plays, and honestly, every defense has to account for him. Everybody they play, they have to count for him in so many ways. Push so much of their attention towards him. It opens up things for other players on a team that went undefeated the whole regular season.
Right.
Beats Michigan, and they lose to the eventual national champions, in the Big Ten championship. But he's the most talented wide receiver, possibly the most talented player in the country for me. So I just had to go with Jeremiah Smith.
Was he a junior this year, or was he a sophomore?
This is his second year playing college football, so
Okay.
a true sophomore.
True sophomore.
So
That's incredible.
Next year he'll be a junior in his third year of eligibility, and I cannot imagine him staying past.
Right, yeah, for sure. Well done for him. I mean, he was in the running last year as a freshman. We gave it to Nick Nash.
Yeah.
But absolutely, it's his award. Probably his award to win
Maybe
next year
too.
as well.
We'll see.
It may have a back-to-backer. We'll see. But we're talking about this year and total game changer. And I'll tell you what, Ohio State, they just churn them out. I mean, you mentioned the whole room is crazy good. But 2 years ago, we were talking about, was it Harrison Jr., right?
Yes, Marvin Harrison
And he
Jr.,
was
yeah.
just, he was literally the safety valve. Whenever the quarterback was in trouble, you just kind of throw it in his direction. And he'll win the battle, catch the ball, and they just come up with the best wide receivers.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and they recruit high, and they get performance out of them. And they put them in the NFL. So
Good point. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. We're going to go to the D line out of San Diego State University. A incredible defense yet again for the Aztecs. I've got Trey White. He's going into the NFL draft. Just a stud. I mean, complete wrecking ball there on the line for the Aztecs. As we saw, they were back to their old ways of having a great defense all around. Him being one of several pieces as to why that was. And, it was interesting. We had this conversation before, you have Coach Lewis going in there trying to run the Aztec fast. They still haven't quite gotten there yet. And they're back to their old ways of just relying on stellar defense to keep the other team at low scoring, and then running the ball with Lucky Sutton. It's like old school Aztec, games again. It just is what it is. It's what works, and it's because of guys like this that it can work.
They hated Brady Hoke's so bad they got rid of him and are now winning using Brady Hoke's system. Playing good defense to run the ball.
Hey man, when it works, it works, and they had a fantastic defense. I mean, it was just incredible to watch. I mean, they hurt people.
Yes.
I just wanted when Wyoming played them, I just wanted the game to be over, so nobody else got hurt.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a wrecking ball.
Yes.
Of a defense. All right, Steve, we are going back to. Oh no, we're going to me. We're staying on me. We're going to linebacker, and linebacker gotta go to Owen Long with the Colorado State Rams. This dude was incredible this year. I should have written down how many tackles he had for the season, but just an unbelievable season for this guy. Unfortunately, the offense there in Colorado State couldn't stay on the field long enough or even score that many points. But this dude was a wrecking ball. He's actually transferring to Arizona State next season. So I wish him all the best. And he is a fantastic linebacker, going to be starting down there for the Sun Devils. And, I think worthy. I mean, again, the Big Ten has gobs of great linebackers. Linebacker U is Penn State for crying out loud. But we're going to go out west with the Rams and give it to Owen Long.
Yeah, and I mean, that Rams team did not have a lot of bright spots this year, but he was certainly one of them.
Yep.
Played great all season, tackling machine, like you said. I'm excited. I was happy Jed Thomas stayed home, but I'm a little excited to see how he performs at Arizona State. That's a fun, well-coached team, and I think he could do some damage in the Big 12.
I agree with you. I think it's a great spot for him to go to, and I like, you mentioned the coach. I love, was it Kenny Dillingham?
Dillingham, yes.
And what he's got going on down there. So I think it's a good pairing for both the team and the player. All right, now we go back to you for the DB.
Yeah, so I really debated on this one. I was really looking at Diego Pons, on or is it D'Angelo Pons? I'm sorry. D'Angelo Pons for the Hoosiers was great all year, was fantastic in coverage in the national championship
100%.
game.
He was awesome.
Just totally amazing. But I got to go with Caleb Downs. To me, I think he is the best defensive back in the country, the most talented. They had a great defense again this year, and he is one of the big reasons why. He's basically the quarterback of that defense. He covers the entire field. I'm sure he's going to be drafted very highly and go have some success in the NFL. Just an amazing talent, and honestly, like, he maybe doesn't get as much of he didn't get as much of attention on the field. But a lot of that is just because the other team has to go away from him.
Right.
And it's really hard to go away from him because he can cover so much of the field.
Yep.
But so talented, so good in every game.
Yep.
I had to go with Caleb Downs from Ohio State.
No brainer for me too. I mean, either one of them. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned Pons in the Natty because he was
amazing,
incredible.
Yeah.
Is he graduating out? Or
he's
NFLing it or whatever.
I'm 90% sure he's going to the NFL.
Okay. Well, either way, Caleb Downs. I know that was when we talked about last year. Is he a repeater? I didn't look back to see if Downs got it.
We definitely talked about him a lot, but I can't remember.
I don't remember either. I should have looked up whether or not he was or was not. But either way, he got it this year.
Yep.
Well done. Best of luck to him in the future. Last one, special teams. Yes, he was.
Okay.
What was the question?
Did Caleb Downs win this award?
Thank you,
So he's
producer.
a two-timer.
Two-timer Caleb Downs. I was kind of in the back of my brain. I mentioned I only remember 24 hours.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, this one I think he may have gotten it. And our producer comes through a back-to-back repeat Big Mountain winner, Caleb Downs.
Second time ever.
That's right. Second time ever. Mark it down, baby. All right. Special teams. As soon as we talk special teams, I went, Steve, I'm sorry, it's got to go to one player only. You don't even get a choice, darn it. The Tokyo Toe from Hawaii, Matsuzawa. Of course, he's the kicker who was like freaking perfect until the very end of the season.
Yeah.
But awesome story. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but really cool story. Kid from Japan. I think I shouldn't call him a kid. I think he's like 28 right now or something like that. But you're going to see this guy, I think, kicking on Sundays. I mean, he's just money. He won games for the Rainbows this year. And, they had his name written in Japanese on the back of his.
really cool.
So it became a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody kind of knew it in the beginning of the season, but I'll tell you what, by the end of the season, completely out of control.
Yeah.
And it was well deserved. Really, really cool. I mean, he had some moxie by the end of the season. Just like, yeah, I knew it was going in. And he just, cool dude, cool story.
Very cool dude. Very good story. It was great this year. It was just fan. I mean, his story's great, but beyond the story, like he was just awesome. Like he was amazing this year. Well deserved by far. And I see JEH just joined us.
He just joined us.
And I'll just tell you, JEH, just for your peace of mind, we're doing our awards, and we didn't give any Oregon players awards. So
there you go. That's true.
Yeah.
No, you may have talked about them for possible next year. No, that was CFP when we were talking about the Ducks. No players.
Shh, don't tell JEH.
No, I'm sorry. But JEH had a hot date with his lady friend, aka wife. I shouldn't say lady friend. That sounds salacious. With his wife, and he's able to jump on here at the very end. So
I love it.
Welcome aboard, JEH. Hopefully your dinner was delicious. And yeah, that is the end of the Big Mountain Awards, except for one more.
The most important.
The Big Mountain Player of the Year, Steve, and you get to announce it.
So year one, it was a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Ashton Genty, best player in the country, best player in the conferences that we cover.
Yep.
And I gotta say, no-brainer again this year.
I agree.
2025 Big Mountain Player of the Year, Fernando Mendoza. We've already talked about him. He's the Heisman Trophy winner, and he gets to add to his trophy case the Big Mountain Player of the Year award.
Yeah.
Very prestigious, but just great all season. And it's funny, and I keep going back, and this is not to pat myself on the back because it wasn't my thing. But we were talking about Indiana this year, preseason, and if they could do as well as this year, and I said, I don't know, man. Replacing Rourke, that's a tough thing to do. And then about a week later, I told you, "Ooh, I'm hearing things about this Fernando Mendoza kid. People are saying that he's pretty good, and we go from that point to he is the undisputed best player in the country. Will always be immortalized as a Heisman Trophy winner, national champion. The play to get them in the end zone on fourth down, just iconic.
Could it be any greater for this kid, honestly?
And then you add, he's just such a freaking great kid. He always gives credit to his teammates. He's a very spiritual young man. A family, great family, and a great representative of his family, his team. I mean, I could sit here for 20 minutes just saying good things about him. Before I could think of anything negative. He's just amazing kid, amazing player. Heisman Trophy winner, and Big Mountain Player of the Year.
I have nothing to add. Easy pick, very easy. Just like last year, it was an easy pick for us. This one was an easy pick for us. I like easy picks. We don't have to convince each other of something else. And Jared Curry in the house says, "Go Raiders." I'm going to say very likely that you're going to see the two Big Mountain Player of the Year on the same field in Las Vegas next year. Fernando Mendoza under center, Ashton Genty right beside him. Could be some really cool times there in Las, if they can get an offensive line. Could be some good times.
Yeah, well, it'd be cool. And I don't know if they play home games on the same weekends, but it would be really cool to go out there for a weekend, go to a UNLV home game Saturday, and then see these two play on a Sunday. And I want to be in that beautiful stadium. I mean, it looks like just an awesome place, and maybe we can make that happen.
I think they do play on, not all, I mean, it just depends on the scheduling, but I'm pretty sure they play back-to-back because they have to do that transition. They get the fake field out and the new field, or the real field in, or vice versa, however the hell they do that. And I'm pretty sure it happens overnight for games that weekend. So, I mean, you do not have to twist my arm, Steve.
And be in Vegas another weekend.
I'm telling you, what's wrong with that?
We might have to move our headquarters there.
I think so. Right beside the Mountain West headquarters.
Yeah.
They may have extra space for us. Maybe they'll give us a good deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, buddy. Well, there we have it. The Big Mountain Awards, yet again for this year. We had, was it two back-to-backers, Signetti and Downs. Back-to-backers.
Yeah, two all-timers.
Never been given to another person.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just say, there's no doubt in my mind that the Heisman Trophy will be off to the side so that the Big Mountain Trophy can sit.
Yes.
center of the cabinet.
Totally
Trophy
agree.
case.
Totally agree. It's
All
got to
right.
be.
Well, smash that like button on the way out. What does this say? 2 TBM players of the year on the same team in Vegas. I like it. Las Vegas, Larry, I like it too. And I like Steve's idea. Maybe we're going to be able to check that out. And we know some people out there, like Las Vegas, Larry. Maybe we can go and, watch a couple games.
That would be awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, always looking for reasons to go to Vegas, and we can see 2 Big Mountain Players of the Year on the same team. I mean, you got to do it.
Doesn't get any better than that, for sure. There you go. Sergeant's inviting us to sit with him in the club section. Done deal. Would love to do it. All right, well, we are going to wrap this one up. We're going to, maybe next week, I don't know. We're going to do another call-in show.
Yeah.
We'll have to just kind of wait and see if there's any new news or what the heck's happening. But maybe next week we do a call-in show. I don't know.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, the call-in shows are fun.
They're fun.
Yeah.
All righty, well, I got the Mountain West update tomorrow. We got a SEC Big Ten War update, or discussion. Not really an update. Discussion on Monday. And, of course, we live stream Mountain West men's basketball. Had Boise State and Wyoming yesterday. Saturday we have another game, but I'm not remembering who. I want to say it's Fresno and somebody.
Mountain West basketball is heating up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Getting a lot of attention. That we had that big upset of was it Grand Canyon over Utah State recently?
Yep. And Utah State just lost again. They dropped 2 in a row now.
Was it UNLV they lost? Or?
UNLV,
yep.
Yeah. On last night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting times in the Mountain West men's basketball. Well, we'll keep on that as well. Thank you guys so much. Always good to have chatter in the Dweller. And with that, we'll see you next time on the Big Mountain.